Okay, stop.
We're caught up in drama. Everybody's talking. We're caught up in problems. Everybody's talking.
Hi, nerdy viewers. Glad to have you with us today. I'm Scott.
And I'm Allison. Please do us a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can keep getting our wonderful videos.
I hope you're all getting ready for Halloween. It's my favorite time of the year, and we're getting our costumes ready.
And in that spirit, we're going to give you a little treat.
We're going to show you how to install a floating subfloor in your Skoolie conversion.
And we're going to show you the tools you need and where to find them.
It took us 3 days to install our subfloor, and it wasn't a walk in the park. We hit a couple snags along the way.
We measured and remeasured as Scott cut all the frame pieces and the plywood to fit perfectly in place.
The insulation to the floor was a very important step, and it brought the most confusion with R values and open and closed cell foam and a myriad of other options. So we looked to our best friend Mr. Google and researched some options with him.
So let's get into how to install a floating
subfloor.
Step 1.
We framed our floor with furring boards to create a base for our subfloor. We used 3x2s and 2x4s to make enough room for the insulation that we'll be installing later on. We're about to start cutting some fairing boards for the floor. As you all know, if you have a bus or if you're getting a bus, the corners are rounded. So to be able to make that cut, we need a template. I'm going to try and use a cup. Another option that you could use is paper. You can kind of like cut it until you find the right shape, and then you can use that as your template. I'm going to kind of just wing it, so we'll see how it goes. Right now everything's dry fit, meaning that we haven't glued anything down. There's a lot of information out there about how people did their floors, and what I think we're gonna go with is the floating floor concept. The reason being is we took so much time filling all the holes in the floor that we don't want to put new holes in the floor. That's not gonna be fun, you know. It's basic framing, and then we're gonna glue it all down with construction adhesive, some liquid nails, about a whole box of it. Another thing that we ran across is that we did a lot of 2x4s. Some of them, like this one, fits flush, but if we look down the edge, like right there, that one, that doesn't sit quite flush, so they're different thicknesses. The floor is not completely flat either, so you're gonna have these inconsistencies, and you're just gonna have to kind of work around them and live with them. One of my boards I drilled into with a drill bit to accommodate some of the bumps that are still on the floor. Right now I'm gonna go back through, I'm gonna use the glue, and we're gonna glue everything down. We're gonna have a framed subfloor. So wish me luck.
After we finished the framing, it was on to insulation.
Our plan was to cut the insulation by hand with an extended X-Acto blade. Check out these helpful hints. Dr. Scott here with some helpful tips on cutting your foam. When you're cutting your foam, you're going to make sure that you take your blade and keep it perpendicular to the foam to get nice straight cuts. Take your straight edge, cut slightly into your foam, not that far. You can break it in half, right along that edge. You might have to trim the back piece if you have some foil. But look at that, nice and straight. When you're cutting through your foam, you don't have to go all the way through on the first cut. You can definitely take a couple passes. You're always going to have a sharp X-Acto blade when cutting your foam. The duller it is, the more you're going to hit snags on your foam. If you insist on making all the cuts through the foam, start with a shallow cut. And then go back and go deeper. Extend your blade a little more. Go deeper. And make sure you're cutting on top of something that you don't care about because you're going to cut through. 2 pieces of foam. Pya! I'm like LeBron. We've been putting the foam pieces down and we left to go get some Chick-fil-A because hooray, Chick-fil-A!
And it's Saturday, we can eat Chick-fil-A!
Yay! I left some insulation pieces on the floor of the bus. And over here, like touching this metal as opposed to the metal over where Allison is, where the new pieces are down, it's so much colder. It's crazy. Insulate your floor. Don't forget to insulate your floor. We've got all of our pieces. And our next step is to glue it all down. And we're gonna do it from the back forward. Gluing time, more liquid nails. I'm glad I bought that whole case.
Me too.
I should have got the bigger ones and bought a whole case of them. Instead we have the smaller ones, but that's the caulk guns that we have. I don't want to buy another caulk gun because I have like 50 of them. Gluing time. And the last piece of foam for the floor.
Bam!
Boom. Insulated. Now we got a foam fill.
Show everybody. Super fun.
We needed to fill all the gaps with Great Stuff expanding foam. Like food, expanding foam is best when it's fresh, or at least not expired, so check the date on the bottom.
Also, you're going to want to wear gloves and old clothing because this stuff doesn't come off.
After a full cure, you'll need to trim any excess foam with a long serrated blade. We ended up using 2 cans to fill all the gaps, and as always, make sure you read the instructions on the can or at the Great Stuff website before using.
Join us next time when we finish the subfloor and install the plywood.
We'd like to say thank you for all of those that are following our journey. Please take a second and like our video and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And also please take a minute to put some comments down and let us know what we can do to improve our videos, what you liked about our videos, anything we can do to make the experience better for you.
Our viewers. 2 nerds, signing out.